If you're learning piano, there are certain mistakes that can seriously slow your progress. But the good news is, if you avoid these mistakes, then you can learn smarter and massively speed up your results. I'm Arthur, and I've been playing piano for over 30 years now. And as well as performing all over the world, I've also been teaching piano now for more than 15 years. And over those years, I've seen the same beginner mistakes come up time and time again. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 piano mistakes beginners are constantly making, and more importantly, how to fix them fast, so you can make quicker progress and enjoy playing piano a lot more. Let's get started. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is jumping straight into songs without training their fingers first. Then you're trying to learn a new piece and dealing with fingers that won't do what you tell them. Start learning simple finger exercises early, especially ones based on patterns, like 5-finger exercises or basic scales. And they don't have to be boring. For example, if you wanted to learn the blues, you could practice blues exercises like this. These build finger strength, stamina, and coordination. If you start doing this from day one, everything else becomes easier later. Even 2 minutes a day goes a long way. Some beginners think if they want to learn piano, all they need to do is learn to read the notes and they can skip learning chords. That's a huge mistake. Chords are the building blocks of music, no matter what style you want to play. Learn chords early. Major, minor, augmented, and diminished. Get familiar with chord inversions and learn how chords are numbered, along with common chord progressions. They help you learn songs faster, understand how music works, recognize patterns in sheet music, and also allow you to play popular songs and accompaniments after only a short space of time. Even classical players benefit massively from chord knowledge. If you use different fingering every time you play a passage, your brain really struggles to know what to memorize. Use the same fingering every time. Even better, write the fingering into your music. This builds muscle memory, consistency, and confidence. The less you think about fingering, the more musical you can be. This is a big one. Thanks to the internet, it's now possible to go really far with self-learning piano, and that's amazing. But the mistake that most beginners make is jumping randomly from one YouTube tutorial to another random video to a completely different topic the next day. Use some sort of structured learning path. Guided step-by-step lessons. Make sure you're progressing in the right order, you're not missing essential techniques, and you're building skills that actually support each other. This is exactly why I created my piano membership. Inside you get step-by-step structured lessons, clear learning paths, with a growing range of courses, so instead of guessing what to learn next, you can just follow a proven path and move forward faster. If that sounds helpful, you can try it all out free for the first 7 days. I'll leave a link in the description below. Many beginners think that they need loads of time to practice, so they do big 1-hour practice sessions, but in reality, they only end up finding the time to do those big sessions once every couple of weeks or more. That's one of the fastest ways to stall progress. Build the habit of small, frequent practice sessions. Even 10 to 20 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week. This will give you much better results than one massive session. Consistency beats intensity every time. If you're practicing something and can't do it straight away, that's completely normal. Sometimes forcing it can even make it worse. Take a break and move on to something else. Then come back to it after a few days. Your brain continues processing what you're learning between practice sessions, and very often when you return, it will feel easier, because learning doesn't stop when you leave the piano, especially if you use the approach of smaller practices more frequently. The sustain pedal is often overused or avoided completely. Both cause problems, so you should learn basic pedal technique. For example, if you are playing a chord progression, don't just hold the pedal down all the time, or it will blend all the chords together. You want to be resetting the pedal for each new chord change. But also what beginners do is they might be aware of this, but their hand and their feet will move at the same time. So they'll play a chord, and then they'll pick up the pedal and the chord at the same time, and they'll press it down at the same time as the chord, like that. You don't want to be doing that either. That just leaves big gaps, which defeats the point. What you want to be doing is pressing the pedal down after you've played the chord. So you play a chord and you quickly push the pedal down afterwards. And then you keep it held down until you play your next chord, and then you quickly reset it afterwards. Keep going, you hold it down until you've played your next chord, then you reset it. You play, reset, play, reset. Think about it like you have to create the sound with the piano, and then you capture that sound with the pedal, and you hold on to that until you create the next sound. Many beginners learning a new piece often try to play hands together with rhythm at full speed. That's overwhelming, and there's bound to be lots of mistakes. Use this process. Let's use Somewhere Over the Rainbow as an example. So you would start with the right hand, and then the left, then put your hands together, but don't focus on the rhythm. Think about the coordination between the hands when you're playing at the same time, and just the notes in general. So I'm not worrying about rhythms. I'm just thinking about when the hands are playing at the same time, or what chords I'm playing. Get your hands in position. Then you can add the rhythm, but go super slow. So the speed comes last. This brings me on to playing fast too soon, and so many people do this. I'm constantly having to remind my own pupils of this as well. It might feel more satisfying playing fast straight away, but the problem is that obviously playing faster, you have less processing time. So with new pieces, there's going to be more mistakes. But you can actually end up practicing mistakes into your playing. Slow everything down, get full control, and then gradually speed it up. And this one is so important, and it kills motivation fast. Everyone learns at a different pace and has different levels of experience. If, for example, you're learning an improvisation technique from a teacher on YouTube, don't compare how you're playing that technique to how the teacher is playing. There's a good chance that that teacher has been playing for 10 to 20 years or more, which will show in how they play, even if it's a simple pattern. Compare yourself to your own progress. Small improvements add up quicker than you think. And a good little tip is, if you're learning something, record it and then practice it for a week or two and then record it again and compare the videos and you'll see the difference. So if you recognise yourself in any of these mistakes, that's actually a good thing. Now you know what to fix. And just a reminder, if you want a clear and structured way to learn piano with step-by-step lessons, then check out my membership. There's a link in the description below. And if you want to keep on improving, remember right at the start of the video, I mentioned piano exercises. And this video here, you will learn 5 piano exercises that are not only effective, but fun to play. I'll see you there.